In this video, I'm going to compare and contrast the Shun Classic 9-inch bread knife to the Wusthof Gourmet 9-inch bread knife. I know these two are in sort of different price points, but I have gotten some interest in these videos, so I thought I would make it regardless. With that said, since they are in different price points, they are very, very different knives. The Shun Classic is a handmade forged knife from Japan, while the Wusthof Gourmet is a stamped machine-made knife from Germany. On top of that, the cutting edges are very different. The Shun has a 16-degree cutting edge, which is extremely sharp, while the Wusthof has a much, much duller 18.5-degree cutting edge, which is extremely dull. To put that in perspective, this will shave the hairs off your arm in one pass, and with this knife, no matter how many passes you do, you're not going to cut any hairs off your arm. With that said, the actual blade composition is very different as well. The Shun uses VG Max steel, which is actually a notch better than the really, really high-end VG10 that's the gold standard right now in the knife-making world. It's very hard, it's very resilient, and it holds an edge extremely well. It's a 61 hardness, and the Wusthof Gourmet uses their own proprietary blend, which is only a 58 hardness. And since it is so much softer, the end result is it's going to dull quicker, and it's going to need much more maintenance in terms of actual honing and sharpening than the Shuns will. Finally, in terms of the blade, the Wusthof is just a piece of stainless steel, so it's a very traditional design, while the Shun actually has 34 layers of stainless steel incorporated into the blade, and the end result is that number one, it has this gorgeous Damascus pattern, but at the same time, it also is extremely resilient to pitting, staining, rust, and things like that, just by virtue of having that extra material worked into the blade. Since this is forged, it actually ends up being a lot more ergonomic. On the one hand, you have these really nice dimples to fit your fingers, and they fit really well. And that, coupled with the D-shaped pakkawood handle, which fits really nicely in your palm, makes this really feel like an extension of your hand, and I like that a lot. The handle of the Wusthof is just plastic, and it's a much more traditional design. It's much less ergonomic because of that. And on top of that, they are both full tang, so that's something to consider. And they both do have lifetime warranties, which is also nice. But the Shun also comes with lifetime free sharpening, which I think makes it a real game changer. The reason is because with high-end knives, if you take them to a reputable sharpener, it's going to cost you, for serrated blades especially, about $10 per inch to sharpen, which means both of these knives alone would be $90 out the door to sharpen, and even then you don't know what the results are going to be. It might be one of those horror stories. With the Shun, you give it to them, they look at it, if they see any problems, they throw it away and give you a new one. But otherwise, you can rest easy knowing they're going to put the exact same edge back on the knife as when you first got it and fell in love with the blade, and they're going to do it for free, which I think is a no-brainer. Either way, I'll put a link down to both of these below, but I will say that if you're looking for an entry-level knife set, my first go-to suggestion is always the Shun Sora, because it has all the benefits that I listed for the Classic, but it is in the same price range as the Gourmet. So either way, let me know if you guys have any questions or comments or concerns, and otherwise I'll talk to you very soon.